Hi guys, and welcome to our 6 to 9 months daytime routine video, which I know a lot of you have been wanting me to do for a while now. So this is just a standard day in our life of our daytime routine now that Joel is nearly 7 months old. We are currently in lockdown number 3, so this is just one of our sort of standard days that we would normally go by. So our day starts at about 7:30 in the morning when Joel wakes up. He is a very good sleeper, and Steve has to get up for work anyway, so he will normally get up with Joel and I will just stay in bed for a bit and chill out, usually with the cat. And once Steve has changed Joel's nappy and given him a bottle, he will then bring him back into bed with me while Steve gets ready for work. So me and Joel would literally just chill in bed for a bit. He's not normally dressed at this time. This morning Steve just happened to get him dressed, but he normally stays in his sleep suit and his dressing gown till after his first nap, which is normally around 9 o'clock. So now me and Joel are just going to chill in bed for a bit. We usually watch some TV or we just look at some books. So it is now 8:30 and we've just come downstairs and I've made him some blueberry porridge mixed with his normal formula for his breakfast. So he is currently weaning and he is now on 2 meals a day rather than 1. He doesn't normally like being spoon fed, so he tries to do it himself. He hasn't quite got the hang of it yet, but I try and let him as much as possible. So it is now just after 9 o'clock and it is time for his first nap. So I always just put him in his cot in his dressing gown. Today he's just got a vest on because he got quite a lot of porridge on his clothes and he would normally nap for around an hour now. So now this is my time to take advantage of getting ready for the day. So I will have a shower, do my makeup and occasionally do something with my hair, but that doesn't happen very often. Then I just get on with a few basic household chores. Obviously, while he's napping, it's very limited time for me to get ready and do cleaning. So I'm very limited as to what I can do during his naps. So I would normally just do basic things. This morning, I'm just stripping the bed because our bedding needs washing. And then I'm just going to empty all of the bins in the house. And then also just chuck any recycling outside as well from the day before. And then I'm just popping a whitewash on, and then I'm also just going to clean up everything from Joel's breakfast. So it is now about 10:15 and Joel has just woken up from his first nap of the day. So now I'm just going to change his nappy, get him dressed, and then it is time for his next bottle. So now that he's dressed, I'm just going to make his bottle. This is normally around 10 o'clock or just after. We always use the Tommy Tippy prep machine. It is literally the easiest thing in the entire world. I tried boiling the kettle for about a week and then I gave up and realised the prep machine was so much easier. And we also have always used the Mamia formula from Aldi. It's a dupe of the Aptamil, but it's so much cheaper and we love it. It's now 10 to 11 and we normally just have some playtime now. So before the lockdowns, we would normally do a baby class twice a week and go and meet some of our friends at the baby class. But obviously at the moment we are stuck at home, so I just try and make the best of it and get a load of his toys out. I always have Little Baby Bum on the TV from YouTube. He absolutely loves it. And now that he can play more independently, it is so much easier. And I also like to try and recreate the baby classes that we are missing out on, because he used to love them so much when we were going twice a week. So we do a lot of sing and sign and songs on YouTube that I will put on and do the actions to, which he absolutely loves. So 2 of his favourites are Pop Goes the Weasel, which we are just doing right now. And he also loves Old MacDonald and Bingo the Dog as well. They are some of his favourite songs that we used to do at baby class. So I just try and recreate that as much as I can during lockdown. So if we aren't meeting a friend during this time, we would just play up till about 1 o'clock, and then I would make his next bottle. And before that, I would just give him a quick nappy change. This nappy caddy in the living room is honestly the handiest thing ever. We use everything from Aldi. The Mamia range is amazing and it's so much cheaper. I really rate the nappies and the wipes and just everything from that range. So we've used that since he was born. Having a separate changing mat and nappy caddy in the lounge is so handy, so I don't have to keep running upstairs all day. So it is now 10 to 1 and he's just having his feed that he would normally have around this time, normally about 1 o'clock, but we're doing it a few minutes earlier today, just because he's very tired and he's due a nap. So I'm going to try and feed him before his nap, and then hopefully he will nap for a little bit longer. So now that he's gone down for his early afternoon nap, I'm just going to get on with hanging out the washing that I put on this morning during his first nap. And before I do that, I just need to take all of the existing dry laundry off of the rack. Honestly, when you have a baby, the laundry is never ending, and I probably won't get time to put all of this laundry away now, because I also need to have some lunch during this nap time. So I would do this laundry later when Steve gets home and he's doing Joel's bath time. So I always get a lot of questions about this era. It's absolutely massive. This was our heated era from Lakeland and it was about £135, I think. They do a slightly cheaper version on Argos, but this one, I personally rate it just for the size of it and things like that. And honestly, when you have a baby and you don't have space for a tumble dryer in your home, the heated areas are just an absolute godsend. So sometimes Joel's naps don't go quite to plan. He's very good with his routine, but today when I was hanging the washing out, I could hear that he wasn't settling. He wasn't crying, but I could just hear that he was still awake. So I went in and I could instantly smell that he needed changing. So I've just given him a nappy change and then I'm just putting him back down, and now hopefully he will nap. He always has his favourite bunny toy for his naps and his dummy as well. And then fingers crossed he will settle for a good hour or so I can have some lunch. So I've just made myself some lunch, and this is the only time of day that I normally get to sit down and just watch 1 or 2 YouTube videos during this time. I prefer to watch those than normal programmes on the telly because they're a lot shorter and I can get a few in while he's napping. But to be honest, it always ends up being some sort of motherhood video from one of my favourite motherhood channels, just because you never really switch off when you're a mum. So now he is awake and we are ready to go on our afternoon walk. We always try and get out of the house at least once a day for a walk. So about 2 or 3 times a week, I will go and meet one of our local mum friends for a walk. Depending on who's free that week, it will sort of differ week to week. But today I've decided to keep it free just because I've got a few errands to run. So we are currently on our way to B&Q just so I can get some paint for a lockdown project that I am doing. So it is now 4:15 and we've just got home from our walk. So he is having what would normally be his 4 o'clock feed. And then straight after his feed, we're just going to sit and watch some baby TV on YouTube just while his bottle goes down. And then I'm going to put one of Sophie Pickle's baby classes on, just because sometimes when you're stuck for playtime ideas during lockdown, it's a really good idea just to follow a class on YouTube. And we are just using his sensory box here. So I put this together for him based on the sensory classes that we did. And honestly, guys, if you don't have a sensory box for your baby, these are absolutely amazing. He prefers this to any of his normal toys. I would highly recommend it. There's so many random things in here, but he's obsessed with them. And I don't know a baby that is not obsessed with any sort of light up or glittery sort of sensory toys. So definitely put one together. They're not very expensive. This bubble gun as well, whenever I post this on Instagram, I do get a lot of questions about it. This was $7.99 on eBay and he is obsessed with it. It's really good to bring out during his sensory play. It's now just gone 5 and Steve's just got home from work. He's been doing some work from home this afternoon, so I'm just going to leave them playing in the ball pit while I go into the kitchen and make Joel's dinner. I always batch cook for him every week just because it's so much easier than trying to prepare something from fresh. So today he's having some of his avocado puree that I've got frozen for him in our freezer, and also some chicken and broccoli nuggets that I made for him a few days ago so that he can dip them in the puree. So we have been mainly doing baby-led weaning because he hates being spoon-fed. He prefers just to be independent and feed himself, which I wasn't really that happy about, but I've just kind of got to do what's the easiest for us and what works for us. So I've been using a weaning cookbook called What Mummy Makes, and it's absolutely brilliant. I'm not a cook at all, but the recipes are so quick and easy, and he loves these nuggets. He's absolutely demolished them tonight. Now it's just gone 5:30 and we always go up for bed at this time, so we will choose a storybook out of this box in his nursery and read him a quick story while his bath is running, and then normally Steve does bath time unless it's the 2 nights a week that he's working late, in which case I will then do bath and bedtime. But while Steve's doing bath time, I definitely don't get time to chill out. I'm just going to come into the spare room and put all of this massive pile of laundry away that I finished taking off the area earlier, and then I'm going to go downstairs and tidy away all of Joel's toys so our lounge is nice and tidy for the evening. And then I'm just going to pop all of his bottles from the day into the steriliser. The Man bottles are absolutely amazing. They are self-sterilising, but I just personally find it easier just to chuck them all in our big Tommy Tippy microwave steriliser and just get them all done in one go. That's always the way I've done it, and I just personally find it easier. And then before I can sit down for the evening, I'm just going to quickly go into the dining room and just clean up Joel's high chair from his dinner. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you join me over here, and I will catch you guys in the next video.